If you're taking the March SAT, stop scrolling because this video is for you. These are the 10 question types that show up again and again, and practicing them could seriously boost your score. Hey everyone, I'm Hayat. I analyze trends from recent college board SAT exams and practice tests, and in this video, I will walk you through the 10 high probability SAT questions that you should master before the test day. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started then. So our first question is about the rhetoric synthesis. Be sure there are going to be minimum 4 to maximum 7 questions from this topic, so master it before anything else. And the best thing is about this question is this is one of the easiest questions to master and one of the highest point questions. So pause this video and try solving it first. So I hope you have already solved it. If you didn't, so let's see how do I solve this one. So this question is still talking about while researching a topic, a student has taken the following notes. Be sure this line is really common for this type for this question. So we can basically we don't really need in order to save our time we don't really need to read this question. We can just basically ignore it. That's it. First thing first. Now second thing is this question has also the same. They always are going to ask you the same question all over again, which is what is the which choice most effectively uses relevant information from the notes to accomplish this goal, which is really the common question for this one. The same question is going to be the same one for this question, unless there's something else they actually specifically ask you to do. So these two are like basically the same thing. So whenever you see like a question which has says something like topic notes, be sure this is the question is gonna be. Still read it, whatever they're gonna ask you. So let's see what is gonna ask us. It says what is the most relevant information to accomplish this goal. So what is the goal? Let's read the choices first. The choice first says, as engineered structures, many bird nests are uniquely flexible yet cohesive. Okay, this is the claim. And that's the primary aim for this study. And the research team led by whoever that is wanted to better understand the mechanics behind these structural properties. Okay, we get that. Vosel's team used laboratory models that simulated the arrangement of flexible sticks into nest-like structures. The researchers analyzed the points where sticks touched one another. Okay. Now this says when pressure was applied to the model nests, the number of contact points between the stick increased, making the structures stiffer. Now this there was now they're asking us to find the relevant information to accomplish this goal. And the first thing first, what did we say the goal is? The goal is about the bird's nest and how it is structured, because that's what it says there. So now we're gonna find clues that is related, like from the clues from these options that is related to the claim. That is as simple as that. So now how we're gonna solve it? We're just gonna read the whole options here, and that's it. So our first option says here, Bosel's team wanted to better understand the mechanics behind birds' nests' uniquely flexible yet cohesive structural properties, which is really similar to what this question is asking for. But still, let's not judge and read the rest of the options too. Option B says the researchers used laboratory models that simulated the arrangement of flexible sticks and analyzed the points where sticks touched one another. This also is similar to the main topic, but the problem is we are here to find the primary aim of the research study, the which is not this one, because that says what the researchers did, not what is the primary aim of the study. So that's why option B is not the right answer. What about option C? After analyzing the points where six the researchers found whatever that is, we can say that this option C talks about the result of the study, not the aim. Now, option D is as analyzed by Vosel's team, bird nests are uniquely flexible yet cohesive engineered structures. Now, this one is really close to the aim, but what the problem is, it says as analyzed by Vosel's team, which means it's also the result after the study has been done, not the aim of the study. So it can be that either. So it has to option A. Why? Because this is the only one that actually talks about the aim of the study, because it used the word wanted to, which means the in future, which is actually similar to aim. I hope you get that. So this got our first question. Now let's go to our second one. So this is a boundary level question. The question is the question topic is boundary. Recent essays have increased these types of questions because they know where students make the most mistake. And believe it or not, you're gonna make mistakes here too. So for this question, what you have to identify is like the question is gonna be the same thing. We just completes the text, so it confirms the conventional standard English is gonna be always the same. So you don't really need to read that in order to save your time. That's it. But still, if you want, just go for it. Now read the whole thing. Let's see what does it say, and try to skim over the questions, because for this type of question you don't really need the whole paragraph. What you need is like just the punctuation. Why? Because if you look at the options, you can basically see all the options are same. What's the difference? The difference is between the punctuations here. Do you see that? Yes, all the punctuation thing. So they basically wanted to find out the punctuation. So you don't really need to read the whole thing. All you need to is like skim through the whole thing. That's it. So we're going to do the same thing. A study tracked the number of species present in 27 New York apple orchards over a period. Found that when wild growth near an orchard was cleared, the number of different bee species visiting the orchard decreased. So we just completes the text so that it confirms these conventions of standard English. So basically, for this question, I guess I missed a little information here. When I was writing the question, I just made a little mistake, which I'm going to fix it right now. Okay, don't worry about that. We missed the gap here. So yeah, there's this gap come from here. Yeah, now it's perfect. Now the question says which choice completes the text so that it confirms the standard English. So basically, you have to figure out what is gonna be in here. So to be honest, you don't really need this whole line here because that's basically useless. So all we need to is find out what is gonna be here, and what they want to find out who found that. So now we have to find what is the right option here. So let's see. What does the first option says? First one says entomologist Heather Grapp found that. Now, can you use any punctuation between the noun and the verb? You cannot. Remember that. You can never use any punctuation between noun and verb. Found is a verb, and the entomologist Heather Grapp is the whole thing is noun. So you can never use any punctuation between these two, unless there is like any specific case. So option A is cut, right? Option B. Let's go for option B. Now, entomologist, as we said, you cannot use any punctuation, right? So can you use a punctuation here? What do you think? Can you use a punctuation here? I already said no, you cannot. So option B is also cut. Same goes for option D. You cannot use a punctuation between these two, between subject and verb. So same thing. Now what we are left with is option C. That's it. As simple as that. But however, if you don't know the simple rule between the punch, how you have to use the punctuation, what you're gonna do is like maybe you may try to guess like it might happen. It might have to be between B and C, right? So you might have to guess from there. But a lot of case, what happens is like you sometimes option B might be right. When it might be right when this instead of this header grab, this whole thing is like basically is an unessential information. That's it. Only in that case, option B might have been right. So remember that if there is a comma, it has to. If there is a comma between the start and the end of a sentence, that means that information is unessential, not essential for that sentence. But in this sentence, you need a subject and who did that, right? So we basically need the header grab in this case. That's the main reason option B cannot be right. And as I said already, it cannot be wrong either. It cannot be right on the other side either. You cannot use a punctuation in here between a subject and a verb. That's it. So that's option C is right. As simple as that. And this other question, as I said, because of the similar mistake that I said to you, like where they're going to use the punctuation is the main reason why people that's it, is making more questions regarding that because it's going to keep making the same mistake all over again. So be careful on this. Now, let's go to our question 3, which is about acidic math. That's it. So what is this question asking here? The question is asking here the length of an edge of a box is 29 inch. Each side of the box is in the shape of a square. The box doesn't have a lid. What is the exterior surface area in the square inches of this box without a lid? So this is not really a hard question. All we need is like finding the formula. And remember that acids right now have increased the amount. They didn't increase, but there is always this type of formula based questions. And in order to answer this, you must memorize the formula. There's no other options. All you have to do is just memorize the formula, use it. That's it. And it will save both time and precision for that. Because without that, you cannot answer. No matter what you do, you can. But whatever it is, you will see as it has like some kind of like on the top right options, you will see there is like they give us a sheet for formula worksheet, like a paper sheet for the formulas. But you will see most of these questions, the formula questions, they are not common. You can really use those formulas for these ones here. And what is the important thing? Also, like giving you a suggestion here, which is recently SED have increased the amount of questions regarding pyramid. Okay, pyramid and prism. Remember this. Remember these two formulas at the least. Pyramid and prism. Let me write it properly here. Whatever, if you didn't remember the formula of the whole, all the square, triangle, everything else, at least remember the formula for pyramid and prism, and specifically their volume. Nothing else, just their volume. Okay, remember their volume for the pyramid and prism, because the SAT has increased the amount. The SAT has increased the amount of questions for pyramid and prism. It's basically prism. Prism is a really, really very important topic right now. So you use that. I have seen a lot of recent SAT questions that have come from prism. That's it. And also, what else you can think? Also, use remember the formula for circle. Circle is a very important topic, and you really, really need that for anything else. So that's it. So for this question, what I can tell you is like the length of each edge of a box is 29 inch. Each side of the box is in the shape of a square. So basically, you have to use the formula for a square. That's it. As simple as that. There's nothing really much to do for this one here. What I'm gonna do is just using the formula and then answer it. That's it. So what's the surface area of this question of this box here? It's simple. Always remember the surface area. Always remember the area of a box is 6a square. That's it. 6a square. Okay. Remember now. Don't just jump to the conclusion. Okay. Wait. We are not done yet. Okay. Normally, normally the box's area should have been 6a squared, but in this case it's kind of different. Why? Because how does a box look like? What do you think? It has like six sides, right? You all know that the box has like six sides. Like, let's say this is a box, and I think I can bring a 3D box. Give me 1 second. I guess I can bring a 3D box here. Give me just 1 second. Let me show 3D box. That way it can be easier for you. So this is the box. Okay. So we brought a box here. So normally, how does the box? How many sides this box have? What do you think? As if I move it, you can see there are like one, two, three, four, five, six, right? So there are like six surfaces, six sides, so six surface, right? So normally that's why we say it like 6a square because it is like the sum of all the squares here. So, but what is the case here? In this case, what do you see? What do we see here? It says the box in this case doesn't have a lid, right? Doesn't have a lid. So what does that mean? So it means this box doesn't have a lid. That means one of the side of this box is empty. So like let's say where's the lid? So like if this is a box, so how is it gonna look like? Like in this case, this side is basically empty because it doesn't have a lid. So this side is basically empty. Now, so what's left? Now we are left with like only five sides. One here, one here, one here, one here, and one at the bottom. That's it, five sides. Not the top one. Why? Because it doesn't have a lid. So that's why, since it doesn't have one side, what is it gonna look like? Instead of six, it's gonna look like 5a squared. That's it. As simple as that. I hope you get that. Why am I doing here? So basically, that's the only thing that is the main. That's the main problem that most of the people have. So that's it. I hope you all get that. Now, just simplify the equation. Now, just use the value here. Instead of 5a squared, we're just gonna put like 5 to the power 29a squared. Whatever the answer is the right answer. That's it. So you just calculate it yourself. I hope you will get that. So that's it. So that's how we solve the number three question. And always don't forget to remember the formula of pyramid and prism is specific the volume and also the circle too. These are really important question. Now, a printer. Now, there's another question. Our number four question is about unit conversion. Okay, unit conversion. It's really one of the easiest questions as well as one of the most basic common question in the essay. You're gonna just gonna find at least one question about this unit conversion. And what is the worst part is people keep making mistakes and this is the same question all over again. So let's learn for this one, and I'm letting you guys learn the rest of them. Okay? Don't forget to remember this type of question. So for this question, what does it say here? It says a printer produces posters at a constant rate of 42 posters per minute. At what rate in poster per hour does the printer produce the posters? That's it. So it's a really simple question. They just asking us like, in posters per hour, how does the printer produce the posters? So if you were to like simplify the way that the question asking us is here is at what rate does the printer produce the posters in per hour? That's it. Just they're gonna ask us like instead of per minute, they're asking us like per hour. How many posters are being made in 1 hour? That's it. So we can just simply multiply this equation because we know 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 60 minutes, right? So that means if there are like one poster being made in in like 42 posters are being made in 1 minute, that means like 1 minute is equals so like in 60 minutes is gonna be equals to 42 multiplied by 60 equal to 1 minute. So in 60 minutes is gonna be around 60 multiplied by 42 posters. That's it. And whatever the answer is the right answer for this one. Okay, that is as simple as that. So just multiply this equation, and whatever the answer is going to be the answer for this question. Really simple, right? Nothing crazy here. But you see, people keep making mistakes for this one. I don't know why, but yes, they do. So remember these conversion questions. So that's it. Now, now we are gonna go for another really important topic, which is our geometry. Geometry, right? Geometry. Remember that geometry. So you know it yourself. For geometry, all it depends is practice, right? The more practice you do in this topic, the more likely you can answer it more precisely and rightfully. Because in geometry, there is no shortcut, nothing crazy, nothing, no formula. All you need to do is like practice and know how does the triangles, circles, congruent things they work. That's it. All you need, all that's all you need to know, and the angles. That's it. All you need, that's all you need to know for this one, and some basic geometry, as simple as that. So that's it. So always at least be sure that there's gonna be like minimum one question or like two questions from geometry. So you must answer that because geometry is gonna be like one of the easiest topics, and you should be able to answer this one. So take your time and try to answer this question here, and after that, let's see if your answer matched with mine or not. So let me see what does this question say here. This question says here is AC is equals to CD, right? So AC is equals to CD. So that's why it says here CD. Okay, we get that. Now the measure of angle EBC. So EBC is 45 degree. So they are saying us like this angle here, angle B is 45 degree. 45. Okay. Yes, we get that. 45 degree. Now the measure of angle ACD is 105. Which one is ACD? This one is ACD. ACD is 104. Sorry, 104 degree. And what do you have to find out? You have to find out the value of x. And which is what? Which is the angle of E. A, E, B. That's it. So that's what you have to find out here. So how are you going to find out? Anyone have an idea or anything like that? Nope, I got nothing. So let's see what do we have in here. So since we know it says AC is equal to CD, that means they are equal. That means they're equal, right? If that's what it says. And what do we know about equal lengths? What do you think? Of course, the angle is gonna be also equal here. Angle A and angle D is gonna be same because why? Because these two AC and ACD are same. That's why. Equal angles have equal side lengths. That's the thing. So that's the main reason angle D and angle A is gonna be equal. So what can we write here? Let's put it like angle D as like Z, then Z. That's why Z. So angle is also gonna be Z. So we can write like 2Z plus 104 degree is equals to what? 180 degree, right? Why? Because we know the angle, what the sum of all the angles of a triangle is going to be equals to 180 degree. And since angle ACD is a triangle, I mean triangle ACD, so that's the main thing. That's the main reason why it's going to be 2z equal plus 104 is equals to 180 degree, right? So from here, we are going to find out the value of z. Okay, so that's what we're going to find out. So find it out yourself. Let's see what is the answer for z. So it is 38 degree. That's it. So that's what you find out here. So angle Z is equal to 38 degree. So now we have the value for A here, which is 38. Now what else we need to find out? What else do we need to find out X here? Now since we have this one angle here, if we just know the value for this angle, can we subtract these two from 180 to find out X? Yes, we can. So let's find out this angle here. So how are we going to find it out? Do we know? Do we have any clue? I guess we do. I guess we don't. Let's see. Since we know this is the whole thing is a 180 degree, right? Since it's a straight line, this whole thing is 180 degree. And if we were to subtract 104 from 180, we can find out the value for this angle too, right? So let's find out the value for this angle here. So what is it going to look like? 180 minus 104, which is equal to 76 degree. 76. As simple as that. So what I did here is like 180 degree minus 104 because this whole line is a straight line and I'm just gonna find out the other side of this 104 degree. That's all. That's why it's gonna look like 76 degree. Now, if we are to subtract, well, now if we are to find now we know this whole thing is also a triangle, right? B, C, and whatever that is up to this part here is also a triangle, right? This is a triangle here, right? So now if we are to just subtract this one from there to there, since it's a triangle, we can say the whole triangle is also 180 degree, and now from 180 degree we can basically subtract 76 and 95 and find out the value for this side of the angle. 76 minus 95 minus 95 degree. That's it. So what is the result for this one? Let's see, it's gonna be equals to, let me calculate. Okay, so it is the equals to 9 degree. Wait, hold on, it can be 9 degree. I guess there's something. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. I put it 45 degree, for 95 degree instead of 45. So it's going to be 45. Sorry. So now what's the answer? Now it says 180 minus 76 minus 45. So it's going to, sorry, 59 degree. Now it's perfect. So now we can say that this angle here is 59 degree. Why? Because these two are equal and opposite. So that's the main reason. These two angles are equal and opposite. That's the main reason. This one is also going to be 59 degree. Now basically we have the value of this angle and this angle, which is 38 degree, right? Now all we can do is like, since we know this thing here is a triangle, and we can basically subtract these two values from 180 degree. That's it. So let's do that now. And if whatever the value we're gonna get after subtracting is gonna be the value of x. As simple as that, right? We all know that. So minus 38 minus 59. 59. And what is the answer for this one? It is going to be equals to 83 degree. That's it, which is our right answer. Okay, so that's it. So now we can say that at the value of x is 83 degree, which is our right answer. I hope you all got that. If you didn't, just reply the video there again. That's our ask in the comment question whatever you didn't understand. I'm gonna answer you for that. Okay, so that's it. So basically, we're gonna find a similar question like this um, in the acids too, from geometry. And as I said, all you can do is like practice more and more for geometry. That's all. Okay, so remember that. Now, what else we have left? Now we are left with a really, really nice questions, which is from, what do you think? I'm letting you guys think what else we are left with. Where do you think this topic is from? Yes, it's really, really our really in favorite topic, which is what? Which is the context in words. And believe it or not, many people overthink on this one. Just keep it simple, okay? Because what's the main thing? These types of context in words are like one of the very, very common questions, and you're gonna get like at least 8 to 10 questions from this topic. And not 10, I guess eight questions or like seven, I guess. Because context in word is likely one of the hardest ones to answer and one of the most famous questions that you will find in SCT. So of course you're gonna find this type of question in SCT too. So just try to practice as much as you can, because for this one there is nothing really much we can do on this except practicing. Okay, so just do that. So as I said, keep it simple, because first thing first, you can really memorize the whole dictionary. But what you can do is learning tactics. And these types of like context in word type of question is like they require whole different tactics that I have discussed in my another video. Okay, so the link you will find in the description box, so you should watch it before trying to solve this one, because context in word basically needs like a whole different video for that. So that's the thing. So for this question, what we're gonna do is like basically just I will just tell the answer, because I'm not really gonna answer the whole thing here because it's gonna take a really long time. So what it says? It says artists integrate call baskets are dash from dash sweetgrass and palmetto palm. It talks about a subject here which is called baskets, a verb, and we need a, well, maybe another principal verb here. Instead of, since they have been given an auxiliary verb, so we need a principal verb here, and it talks about objects, sweetgrass and palmetto palm. So basically, we need something, a principal verb, and since there is an object, we can see there is a punctuation here too. So basically, we need another punctuation for this one to answer. So let's see what are the options we have been given. It says indicated by. Call baskets are indicated by sweetgrass, which can never really happen. So it is wrong. Option D says collected with. Do you think coil baskets are collected with sweetgrass, or is the opposite? Sweetgrass might be collected by coil basket, but coil basket cannot be. So this is also wrong. Represented by? Nope, it cannot be right either. What can it be? It can be handmade, because coil baskets are handmade from sweetgrass and palmetto palm. That's it. As simple as that. So basically, I just know the answer. That's why I just, instead of reading the whole thing, I basically went through the main options and answer the question. That's it. But I'm really suggesting you just watch the whole video for the context in word, because that's what is actually going to help you a lot. So that's it. Now, another math question. These types of math questions are really, really famous, because they're just gonna give you like a linear function, and they're gonna ask you the value for that function for a specific value. Okay, and you're really gonna find this type of question a lot in SAT. Not a lot, I will say like at least one or two in both sections, actually in both sections. So you must remember that. So for this, what does it say? It has given us a function here, and they find us the value of this function when x is equals to 2. So how are we gonna solve it? We're basically just gonna solve it like we're gonna basically just substitute this x with 2. So what is it gonna look like? If we just put 2 here, it's gonna be look like 25 multiplied by 2 is going to be equals to 50, and 50 plus 30 is equals to 80. So what's the right answer? The right answer is C is equals to 80. That's it, as simple as that. And this type of question we are already going to find in both sections of the city. So learn that. You don't really need a lot of practice for this one. So I will say save your time, practice other ones, but try to learn as much as you can. That's all I can say. So let's get to number 8. This is one of the really, really, really recently SCD's famous questions for, and really, really hard ones. In like in the most module 2, there is one question that is definitely gonna be from from this one. Okay, one topic. So learn this question no matter what. I really mean it, because this question is gonna be like really, really similar. So basically, this question takes a very long time to answer. That's the main reason I cannot answer that. What I can tell you is like giving you the link for this one. I have answered this question separately in a different video, so you better learn that. And I'm telling you, this question is really really famous. Like they're gonna ask you, they're gonna give you a question, and they're gonna ask you, give you clues like infinity many solutions, and then they're gonna ask you there, and you will see there's gonna be like a bunch of variables that we don't really have any idea about, and they're gonna ask you the value of one of these variables, and there is gonna be one clue. So learn this sort of question because there are like recently these questions have like one of the most points, like around 30 points for this question. If you like, maybe how should I say? Uh, let's say if you make a mistake in this one, you're gonna be cut like 30, 20 points is gonna be cut from your main SAT math. But however, if you make a mistake for this question, you will see that this 30 to 35 points are gonna be cut from this question because this question is the one of the hardest one and one of the really most point questions, one of the most important questions. So they give you like extra points for this type of question. So that's the main reason why you should learn that. So for this one, all I can tell you is like simplify this equation. Then what are you gonna do? Simplify this equation. That's the first step. The second step gonna be like the bring all the x's at the same side, all the x at the same side. Okay. Then what you're gonna do if you find the x, then separate the value of x, and then take everything else to the other side. Then that's it. And since they're saying that this equation has infinitely many solutions, that means you will find the x's like similar to each other or somehow like that, similar something like that. You will find something like that. So that's why since this question is like a really really big, I'm not going to answer this one, but I'm telling you you will find this type of question in many other SAT videos, other SAT videos. So just learn from any of them. But yeah, at least learn this question. No matter what, try to learn this type of question with the equation and with a clue, and then they're gonna ask you the value of a variable there. So that's it. So let's learn this type of question because they're really important question. After that, what do you think gonna come up here? I'm sorry, I repeat the same question here. Yep, question number 9 instead of 10. Let's put it question number 9. What is that? It's gonna be our which choice most logically completes the text? Our inference questions. Recently, SAT has added these inference questions. You know what? Honestly, inference question wasn't there before, like long ago. They have added this inference question recently, and this is one of the most hot topics in SAT. Like they're gonna give you a whole paragraph or something like some lines, and after the sentence, they're gonna ask you, who suggesting that right? Which choice completes this text here? So that's the thing. So this inference question here, they're really, really famous for the SAT. So learn this inference question no matter what. Like they're gonna give you the whole paragraph, then you have to figure something out from this paragraph. And as I said earlier, for just same as context in Word, this inference question is gonna be like 3 to 4 inference questions in both sides of the SAT. So not in both sides, I guess. In the second side of the SAT, you will find this inference question, and if you're unlucky, you will find that in the first module too. So let's just accept the reality. So and this information question inference question takes like you really need like a whole different techniques for that, and I will add another video for this one so that just separate it for the inference, and I'm sure you're gonna learn that from there. Because if I were to answer this one from here, it's gonna take like another 20 minutes. I'm telling you, I really mean it. So basically, learn this from another. So I didn't add another question because I made a mistake here. So what is the 10th question is gonna be about the central idea questions, okay? In SAT, these central idea questions are really one of the most famous questions and really, really hot topic. So learn these central idea questions. Just go to SAT question banks and whatever you want. We also have videos in Brainstorm Hub too. Go to our Brainstorm Hub website. There is like a whole SAT prep book is there. We are gonna like publish that, and it's a really, really good price and like really, really helpful. And I have another video for that, like free resources for this one too. And there is another I upload the website link is also in the description box. Just go there, you will find a lot of options and yep, a question bank too. So from there, learn these central idea questions. These central idea questions are really, really one of the important question in the SAT. So basically, they're gonna give you like a whole paragraph, and they're gonna ask you the central idea. And the best thing is, sorry, not the best thing, but the worst thing is, both module is gonna be the same thing. You're gonna find the central idea questions in both sides of the module. Okay, in both sides of the module, you're gonna find that. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, basically that's what it's gonna be about today. For today, I guess that's all there is. Also, as I said, if you want, just visit our Brainstorm Hub website. That's why I've also added like a whole question bank. The question bank is made of from the all the resources that you can think of, basically official, unofficial, every single resource that you will need, and with the techniques too. Also, we have our AI tutor, so don't forget to use that too if you need any help. So yeah, basically that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you can, just share it with your friends too. Okay, that's it. So that's all for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in another video.